Joining me now, North Dakota Senator, the great Kevin Cramer. You know, Senator Cramer, I was just talking to John Catsimatidis, who's in the oil business as part of his great, successful empire. I mean, Russia's still doing 10 million barrels a day, still, which itself is really something. And whatever the price is, I don't know, $80 they're going to pay, $70 they're going to pay. We're still down here. We're a little over 12 million barrels a day. We ought to be at 15 million barrels a day. I don't get this. Yep. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. Because of Biden's war against fossil fuels, he is helping Putin's war again in Ukraine. And to me, that's just nuts.
There's no question. The higher the price, multiplied by the barrels he sells, generates more revenue for him to fight against freedom-loving Ukrainians with. But, you know, we often use the term, Larry, energy independence. But remember, President Trump used to talk about energy dominance. I always like the term energy security, because I think the term energy security gets right to your point. What would the difference be if we were producing 15 million barrels instead of 13 million barrels a day? It'd be more than independence. It would mean that we'd be the price maker instead of the price taker on the global markets. It means that our allies could depend on us for some cleaner and friendlier energy to provide for them. Fortunately, this last winter has been a pretty mild one in Europe, so Europe wasn't quite as dependent on natural gas as they oftentimes would be throughout a winter, although the winter's not over. There's so many reasons for the United States to be the energy producer of choice of all types of energy, Larry, and this administration just does not seem to get it, or they more likely don't care.
I mean, it's just I connect the dots. You know, we're doing 12 million barrels a day. As you say, 14 to 15 million barrels was in sight a few years ago. Russia's doing 10 million barrels a day. They've not cut back. The sanctions have essentially not worked. I know China and India are buying it, whatever the deal. But they're making $300 billion a year. $300 billion a year off this stuff. And that's the only money they have, but it's money they're using in Ukraine. You know, we're ponying up, what, $100 billion now a year plus for Ukraine? We're giving it to Russia. Biden's war against fossil fuels is enabling Putin's war against the Ukraine. There's a certain insanity there. What is it Sarah Sanders said, Governor Sarah Sanders said the other night? It's the difference between normal and crazy. This is crazy what we're doing.
Well, as Mr. Catsimatidis mentioned, obviously a lower price. If oil was $60 a barrel, we'd be flourishing in the United States, producing more of it, plus reducing the cost of everything that energy goes into, which is everything we grow, manufacture, produce, move from market to market, whether it's coming or going. All of that would be better for our economy. Plus, it would lower the take for Vladimir Putin, who's benefiting tremendously from this really what is an above market price. You mentioned two important countries, though, India and China. That's 3 billion people, half of whom are supposed to be our allies. I think we have to get a little bit tougher with our friends as well. But we also have to be there for them, Larry. If we're gonna insist that other countries, friends or frenemies, whatever they might be, should purchase more energy from us, then we need to make sure that we're providing it for them as well. And right now, we're a pretty unreliable producer because of our president's policies.
You know, it's for another segment, Senator Cramer, but you are so totally right. You are so totally right. We need to get tougher with China, and we got to have some tough love with our supposed friend in India. Anyway.